Let's set up an environment to start practicing shell scripting. We are going to be using an Ubuntu virtual machine. If you don't already know how to set this up, I have a link in the description of this video to one of my tutorials on how to get all of that set up so you can catch up and come back to this video. Okay, with all that out of the way, we are going to make sure that Vim is installed. For that, we can do apt-get install Vim. We might get permission denied, so we can do sudo-i and type in the password of your user, and we could try this command again. So it shows that we are already installed. For you, it might have not been installed already, so you just have to go through the installation process. Once it's installed, we can get out of sudo mode and just clear. We're going to start off with our vim test.txt file. Once we are in our file, let me zoom in a little bit to make this more readable for you. That should be good. Press I to get into insert mode to start typing. And just kind of move around. You can move around with your arrow keys, write some letters and numbers. So this is like a basic text editor right now when you're in insert mode. You press escape to get out of insert mode, and you can press :W to write your file to save it, or you can do W exclamation mark to force save your file if you need to. You can do WQ to save and exit the file. You can do WQ exclamation point to force save the file. Let me say something real quick about exclamation marks. In the industry, engineers use a best practice to stay away from using the exclamation mark, because if the file doesn't save without using it, then forcing it might break something. There might be a reason why it doesn't want to save it. So I can't stress enough, do not get into the habit of using exclamation mark to force your options. Just know that it's there, but try not to use it. You can also do :Q to exit the file without saving, or you can do :Q exclamation mark to force your exit so that it doesn't ask you, are you sure you want to exit without saving your changes? If you want to bypass that, then you just hit the exclamation point. Let's write some words here. Dog, cat, moose, star, song, apple, potato, platypus. I don't know if that's how you spell platypus or not, but we can go to the dog and press W. Okay, apparently if you press W and Q at the exact same time, it starts recording. I didn't know that. Huh, okay. I was trying to press just W, so pressing W moves you forward one word all the time, and pressing B moves you backwards all the time. So forward is W, B is backwards. You can press 0 to go to the start of the line, so if I go all the way down to moose and press 0, it brings me to dog. If you press $, which is hold down shift and press 4, it brings you to the end of the line. If you press G, an uppercase G, it will move you to the very last line, to the beginning of it. Uppercase A will move you to the very end of the entire file and turn on insert mode to make you ready to start typing. And now if I were to type in dog a couple more times, if you do a :S/, now if we type in dog and a slash again and type in, let's say we want to pick a word that we want to replace dog with. Let's replace dog with mouse and then /G and hit enter. So now we've replaced 6 substitutions of dog on 5 different lines. Another command we could type is :set number, and this displays the numbers before all the lines so we can keep track of how many lines we have. Another one we could do is syntax to turn on syntax highlighting. If we want to change how many spaces our tab key creates, you can edit it by doing :set tab stop and then a number. So if we want to do 5 spaces, and we go into insert mode and we press tab, then it does 5 spaces every time we press tab. Another one we could do is set auto indent, which turns on auto indentation when you create new lines. So I'm just gonna do a quit exclamation mark to get out of this without saving it, just like I told you guys not to. I'm gonna do a :quit to get out of this file, and I'm going to do it again to override it. We're going to create a Vim file in our home directory. First, let's type in pwd to print our current working directory. I can see that I'm in my home directory. If I wasn't, you would just type in cd space this little tilde that's to the left of the number 1 and hit enter. This brings you to the home directory. And we're just going to do Vim. The file name we're going to create is .vimrc. And this is kind of like a default configuration file that we're going to put some rules into so that in the future we don't have to make these. This is like a default configuration file for Vim that we're creating. so that in the future, every time we create a new text file with Vim, it automatically inserts these options without us telling it to. So our options that we want is set number, syntax on, set tab stop equals to 2. That's a pretty good number. Set auto indent. And we're gonna right quit this. We're gonna ls to make sure it's there, ls-la, and we can see it's here at the bottom. So now if we do test.vim test.txt, now as you can see, it's default already adding the numbers in when it didn't before. If you want to learn more about Vim, there are cheat sheets online on Google, and there are so many pictures and guides on how to learn more about Vim, what all the different options are. So throughout these following videos for shell scripting that I'm going to be creating, we're probably going to be exploring a lot of these. Thank you for watching.